All right, I'll take you a little further into some tips for getting out there and doing some really wicked canoeing. It's no surprise that a lot of the professional canoeing companies, when they get all of their food packing together, they actually have a big garage or a warehouse. They have tables all laid out, and sometimes even full-time staff, and that's their only job, is to pack food. There's a reason for that. If you are very well organized, it makes the trip better. If you're not organized, it can be a hassle out on the canoe trip, and you don't want that, especially if you've got 4 days of rain happening. So I come into my garage, nice sunny day, open up the doors, get all my food laid out. You need to set aside 2 to 3 days before a long canoe trip just for getting your stuff packed and organized. If it's a 4-day canoe trip or a 3-day canoe trip, maybe you only need 1 long day. But other than that, if you're into a week-long canoe trip, allow at least 2 full days just to get all of your gear organized. I love using these barrels. They're a favorite of mine. I find they're really strong. They keep things very dry. They can dump out in a set of rapids and still come up at the other end, bobbing, waiting for you to pick them up. The first thing you really want to do is sit down, get a piece of paper, and lay out all of your meals in order. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you do that, then you can look and go, oh, looks like we're going to have oatmeal 3 times throughout the week, and we're going to have spaghetti twice, and we're going to have stew once. And you lay all that out. Now you know what you need to buy, what you need to put together. You know how many people are going. So you can start to do your measurements and pull all your stuff together. That's the way to do it, because the days of eating beans out over the campfire are long gone. Something that I love and helps me a lot is the food dehydrator. And I know I sound like an infomercial guy right now, but there's nothing like cooking up your own home stew, spaghetti sauces, soups, and then you ladle them out on the dehydrator. You turn this on. It could take as long as a couple of days, so be ready for that. But then you pull it off and you've got this, it's like leather, and you package it up. And for example, this right here, okay, so that's my spaghetti sauce for 1 meal right there, ready to go. And you think, oh, it's all dried out. What's it going to taste like? You get out there, add a little bit of water from the lake, you boil it up, you mix it up. It's just like having your own spaghetti sauce the next day for lunch. It's fantastic. And you will not find any food that they sell in stores ready to go like this that will taste as good as your own homemade. So trust me on that one. Now, for years, I used these guys, these Nalgene containers, and they're absolutely fantastic. They're only a little bit of weight, but you add to it 3, 4, 9, 10 of them. They actually add weight. It doesn't seem like they add a lot of weight, but every little bit counts when you've got a portage that might be 2 kilometers long that you've got to get through. So you want to come down on the weight as much as possible. So that's when I switched to the Ziploc bags. They're recyclable, they pack down nice and small, and I can put all my own home dehydrated foods in them, and they're going to travel really well. Now you're ready to package them. The first thing is to take the individual meals, and let's say in this case it's a stir fry, okay? So in the stir fry, I've dehydrated mushrooms, I've dehydrated some vegetables, I've got some sun-dried tomatoes in there, I've got some rice that goes with it, whatever I've been dehydrating, and I put them all together into 1 Ziploc bag, and this is my 1 dinner. Okay, seems simple. Next thing I do though is, what I think is the proper thing, is I actually will label that. Labeling your food for canoe tripping is vital because it just takes the thought work out of it. So you want to label really well. So look, so that's just simply stir fry, day 16. I do the same thing for my lunch, my breakfast, and this becomes the package that is now known as day 16. Real simple. I take all of that, put it into a very basic, I call it kitchen catcher bag, tie that up. So I've got one of those slip knots, okay? So just make it nice and simple and easy. Take a marker, right on this, real plain, day 16. So real simple, last day of the canoe trip, day 16, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, packed and ready to go. Put it into the barrel, it goes down to the bottom of the barrel because it's the last day, and I work my way up. I've got the barrel ready to go, I've got my meals in it, and I don't have to think about it when I'm out on the canoe trip. I can just enjoy the canoe trip. And that is how you get yourself all set up with your food to have a really wicked canoe trip. There's nothing better than eating really well on a canoe trip. You want to pull up alongside a set of rapids or a waterfall, pull out a box of wine, maybe some chocolate, and have a great meal like a fondue or a stir fry. That's how to eat on a canoe trip. It makes a big difference. And now you know how to do it.